Rewind.
Okay, everybody.
Hello.
So, what do you know, Joe?
Not a lot. I know my allergies are killing me, buddy. Sunday, I spent yesterday out kind of socializing and stuff, or running around town, talking to people, because I haven't seen anybody in quite some time. If it wasn't, like a week or something like that, I've been right here. And I got out and I got to see quite a few people. Went my place and then a couple other places, and it was fun. It's kind of weird though, because you're trying to get kind of a day off, and you spend the whole day handing out cards. I was handing out cards and stuff, and talking about Kryptogenex, cryptocurrency, and blockchain, and this. And it's like, okay. And I could talk about it all day long, but at the same time, it's like, man, okay, yeah. Well, how does this work? I'm like, watch the video. Buy the system.
Well, it's funny you say that, because yesterday, for the first time since September, the last time I did some
stuff too, didn't you?
The last time I did anything, last time I closed my computer and muted my phone was in September. So I did that yesterday. And the funny thing about that is that, I thought it was going to take a rest day, right? Like just a relaxing kind of day. And I started looking around and I was like, oh, that needs cleaning and that needs cleaning and that needs cleaning. And I went to the bathroom. I'm like, God, did we really get clean in here? One of those type deals.
Yeah.
And I'm a clean freak anyway. So, what is dirty to me is clean to most people, but it's like, the shower needs scrubbing and
you hit the baseboards and everything.
Cleaning. I washed baseboards the whole 9 yards, bro.
I always have to wash them in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I sit in the tub. I soak. I usually soak the dirt off and then I shower. But it's just it's just that 10 minutes I get of nothing. You're alone. Nobody's talking to you.
Yep.
But and so if I look over and there's dirt or anything like on the baseboard right there, the molding, the crown, or it's like, well, it's not crown, but it's
baseboard. I got you.
Yeah, the baseboard. Yeah.
The top of the baseboard is what we're trying to say.
You don't want to clean that. And our place stays real clean except for the dog hair.
I did that yesterday,
but my dog sheds so much. I mean, you can sweep every day, and every day you could pretty much make a blanket out of her hair.
Yep.
Well, this means like just floating on the floor, because it's all tile floors too. I don't have any carpet,
right?
Which makes it pretty easy, But
the crazy thing for me was that once I got started, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I did the inside of the house. Baseboards and everything, and then I went to the lanai outside and I completely cleaned it and vacuumed all the furniture and just got rid of all the pollen and stuff. And then that wasn't good enough. Moved to the cars and vacuumed the cars, right? And
did you get the Lincoln all cleaned out?
Huh?
Did you get the Lincoln all cleaned out?
It did.
Now, is it the Navigator?
Yeah. No,
Lincoln?
It's a town car. Town car.
A town car, okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if it was you still had the Navigator.
No, Navigator was. We let that go when gas prices went up a few years back, whatever that was.
Yeah.
It just was not conducive. The carbon footprint was huge, and it really makes no sense to me because, they can make a vehicle get whatever they want to make it get.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So the fact that it's a behemoth of a vehicle makes no difference. They have the technology to make it get really good gas mileage. They just don't.
Yeah, they just don't yet. The law hasn't come into effect. I think it's 2025.
You know what I did?
Things have to get like 60 miles a gallon or something.
I don't even know, bro.
Something crazy. Obama put it in the office. I hope it works. That'd be great. I mean, because by 2025, how much gas fuel will be. But there's hydrogen on the thing coming up. Hydrogen's coming up real big, and they found a way to store it. It's safe. And that was the whole problem with hydrogen. It wasn't its readiness or anything like that. It was the storage and the risk of explosion, But I think it was Toyota. They shot one with a 50 cal, like a Barrett 50 cal, rifle. And it just punched right through it and let it escape. Didn't do anything.
Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Right on.
So I just started my phone because I forgot all about starting the phone so I could see what was going on. You can tell it's Monday, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got all that done. And then I thought, I think I'll jump on the computer. This was after dinner, right? I think I'll jump on the computer for a few minutes and see what's been going on today. And I was like, I opened it, I logged on, and I said, no, I'm not. And I closed it, and I went and sat down in front of the TV for a little while and watched a little bit of television. And then I went to bed early.
Yeah, I logged on early this morning, and then just enough to check the blog and lay back down, kind of, and just. But I couldn't really sleep. I just laid there feeling like crud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well, when your sinuses hurt, it puts pressure everywhere.
Yeah. My neck started hurting and everything. It was weird, but it was just because I had a kind of a crick. But it's all right. So what are we going to talk about today, other than this stuff?
Well, we're going to talk about a lot of things today. First and foremost, I just want to hope that everybody had a really good weekend. Welcome back on the first day after the weekend. We don't like to say Monday. Most people don't like the word Monday. I don't mind Mondays. I like every day of the week.
That's good. I like days I feel good. I was going to shave, but that didn't happen.
You just didn't feel like it.
No, this is like a week, though. I mean, my facial hair doesn't grow very much.
It's all good, bro.
You're starting to see where it won't connect. Like here, it
won't connect.
I get these big old massive chops. Like I get big Elvis lamb chops,
Harley chop.
Yeah, I get a big old mustache and a beard, but not just right here. Doesn't connect. Oh well.
So last week we told everybody that they needed to tune in this week.
Right.
Because this week the topic of conversation was going to be home-based businesses.
Yep.
And why you need to have one.
Yep. And we're going to talk a little bit every day about it. We're not going to let it overtake the whole show, but we're going to talk a little every day, just the kind of stepping stones towards it. You know what I mean?
Correct. Right. And I want to preface the conversation, Joe, by saying that, the rich are rich for a reason.
That's true.
And so basically what the rich do, and people can get mad at me if they want to. I don't really care. Send the hate mail. That's fine. But, what the rich do is they study the laws and they study the taxes.
Yeah.
And then they create whatever they need to create around that. Okay. And so if someone is really, really rich, the biggest thing they want to do is protect their money and not spend it. So what you'll find is that most rich people, they have a home-based business of some sort. Now, you may never know it.
Yeah, you may never know at all.
But I can guarantee you they got one. And here's a funny story, right? I was a kid like everybody else. And my grandparents were really important to me. I loved my grandparents to death. And they kind of helped raise and mold me a little bit.
That's
and
cool.
They retired early. They sold their businesses and retired early.
Right.
They lived in the city. And they retired to the country and bought a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what?
What?
That's a home-based business.
Yeah, it is. I
didn't even know it. I was a kid.
That's a big and a pretty hard home-based business.
It is.
Retired.
It was. But you know what's funny is they made more money retired and off the farm than they made in their businesses, which was crazy. And I listened to my grandma. I would say, Grandma, what are you doing? And she'd be writing, every night she's writing in this notebook and she's writing down, well, I sold 6 chickens today and we sold 9 dozen of eggs and we traded 3 guineas for 2 ducks. And, she just kept real detailed notes. Right. And then she was the type that she believed in diversification. And I guess that's probably part of where I get it from.
Oh, yeah.
So
smart.
She would play the stock market. And so her and Grandpa had all these different stocks.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because when my grandpa got sick, most of the family, we have a big family on that side. Oh, and most of the family was like, there was, how whispers are. Well, the old man's loaded. And, then the comment would come, no, dude. They, they just small town. They just little people. They ain't not doing much. And I'm thinking to myself, y'all don't have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, and then one of my cousins said, well, I heard they had some CarMax stock. And another one said, well, they ain't got no stock, much less CarMax stock. And I'm thinking, yeah, they do. But I didn't say a word, it's like, but home-based business, grandma took it to the pinnacle, in my opinion. And I was probably, when they moved to the farm, I was probably 8 or 9. So it was about my son's age.
Yeah.
And then when my grandparents died, I was in my 30s.
Okay.
Late.
Is the farm still in the family?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, is it Texas?
No, it's in Virginia.
Oh, Virginia?
The foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yep.
Pretty.
So, where I'm going with that, Joe, is that even my grandma knew the benefit of a home-based business. Mm-hmm. And, back then they didn't have cell phones, but, she learned very quickly that she could write off her phone bill and, she could write off a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, you can write off a whole lot. I mean, it's kind of, all my vehicles I can pretty much write off because I use them all for work vehicles right now. And before it was just my truck, but now my truck's broke. So, but I can write off the repairs on my truck even because it's a work vehicle, Yeah. When I get around to that, I don't know when that's going to happen.
Insurance, vehicles,
No, I went ahead and pulled my insurance off the truck because it's just sitting in the driveway.
I'm just saying.
And it's not that I pay very much anyway. I've got a good driving record. I'm almost 40. You know what I mean? So I don't pay a lot for insurance. But it was like, well, that's silly to pay insurance on something that's just sitting there. And it's just liability anyways. It's a work truck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I wish I would have got one of those automotive insurance policies though, like where they cover stuff in them. Oh, well. No one ever offered.
Hindsight is 2020, right?
Yep. And I'm nearly going blind.
So, at the end of the day, what we want to bring out to the open today is that, every state is different. So you need to check with your local CPA and you need to check your local state laws. But basically, owning a home-based business allows you to live and to deduct a lot of expenses that you are not deducting at this point in your life.
Yeah, at a certain point, if you have enough area that's dedicated to a business, which in my house right now, I'm in my living room, and I like being in my living room. You know what I mean? It seems like I'm just tucked in this little corner because it's kind of, I have my desk, catty cornered, you know what I mean? But in the living room, I spend time out here with everybody. You know, it's much better than, I was going to build my basement out and put something down there, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to be by myself all day. You know what I mean? But I can sit here and see what Nixon's doing. She's over there, or Gloria will be over here. Look at the TV over there if I need to see something else, or just, So I can write my whole place off now probably because my living room size is, I just have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath place. It's garage. It's not. I don't have a big house or anything. Just never needed it. At this point, we don't need it. But when I build, but not real big. I don't want a lot to clean. You know what I mean? I like to be small.
Funny you say that because yesterday I had to take several breaks throughout the day, right? Like coffee breaks. Yeah. And I was sitting on the lanai after I'd cleaned about half of it, and I went, phew. And Jeff looked at me and said, "So you still want that addition?"
You got you a screened-in porch. You're good.
He's like,
a Florida room.
This is awful big house for just the 3 of us, and nobody cleans but you. I'm like, yeah.
Are you 1 or 2 floors?
Just one. It's
just one?
Plenty. Yeah. It's plenty.
Right.
More than enough.
You know what I do to my place if I did do anything with the basement? Because my laundry is in the hall. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just behind bifold doors,
Right.
I'd knock that out. Mm-hmm. I'd cut that out, put a stairwell in, and I'd put my laundry downstairs.
Yeah, that's smart.
And that would, I don't really know why I'd do that, but I would. I mean, it would just get it out of the way, kind of. You know what I mean? But it is handy, though, because, I've got a rod up and everything, so I just hang my clothes. Half my clothes are always right there.
That sounds like a good idea until you have to take all those steps every time you want to wash and dry clothes.
Well, yeah, and I'd have to cut the slab out and reinforce it and everything. Bad idea.
Bad idea, Joe.
Unless I built the whole thing in the bottom out. You know what I mean? Then, double my space. But
I'm just picking on you.
It just end up being a big old den. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, with like a little office, like, you know. Look.
Now, as Nixon gets older and she has more and more friends over, that might be an option.
Let me ask her something. Hey, Nixon. Hold on, guys. I'm asking my daughter something. Hey, what did you say we were going to live in? It wasn't a container. It was a what? A crate home is what she kept saying.
Home.
A container home.
Okay.
So I told her I'd get her like a 20 foot long, 20 by 8. Mm-hmm. And she just have her own little wing. But really, that wouldn't be big enough. By the time you put a bedroom, bathroom, big closet, and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And toys, it really needs to be the 40, And it can be narrow and long, because I was just going to have like a shotgun house is laid out. So like bedroom, then you go into the bathroom, then the closet's behind the bathroom, and then a playroom back behind all of it, kind of, and then with back doors, you know what I mean, that lead out to the pool area.
A tiny home.
Well, no, I was going to put a bunch of containers. I was going to make a big 2-story, I was going to use like 6 containers, I think.
Oh, cool.
I was going to build a container home. Like I've got the plans for it and everything, but then I just kind of changed my mind on it. I thought it's what I wanted to build. Then I was kind of like, man, it's not that much easier really when you know how to do it all. You know what I mean? It's quite a bit cheaper, but you still have to finish everything out. You have to do all the hard parts.
Right.
And yeah, it just wasn't worth it.
What's the point?
Yeah, I know. Like just build a regular house.
Understood, bro.
Yep.
So we had a big weekend. We're back. Mm-hmm. We're back live.
Yep.
We are going into a new week. You and I are testing out some stuff that we're not talking about yet, but we're testing out some stuff.
Oh,
So future stuff coming, that we'll talk about later. Bear in mind, we never talk about anything that we haven't tried ourselves and or know that it's proven to work. So
that's why we're always testing stuff out.
Yep.
But everything's worked so far. We've had really good luck with our little endeavors. Nothing's really backfired on us.
Nope. And so at the end of the day,
Gloria stairs for me.
Yeah, I know, right?
She's like, no. She's the one that does laundry, so she's like, no.
Krypto Glow's like, nah, not interested.
Yeah. Nope.
So we're talking about business, and we're talking about owning your own home-based business, and just kind of giving people ideas and thoughts for them to mull over. Tomorrow we'll talk some more about that. We're working on having a guest this week, and I can't tell you who it is or when it'll be yet, okay. But we're working on a guest for this week.
And I don't? Or?
No, you know.
Oh, I do? Okay. I don't know.
And then
but I know
we're going to talk more about home-based businesses, of course. We will keep everybody up to date as to what's going on with Kryptogenex for sure.
Well, absolutely.
Yep.
I guess are they going to drop that big surprise, the mining thing, if that's what it ends up being this week, or no? They were kind of vague on that.
I haven't heard any chatter on that. I heard that they were working on getting it ready to put on the site. I haven't seen it on the site yet, so I'm saying probably they're still working on getting all the logistics done.
Yeah,
because they're not going to put it up until it's completely compliant and legal for sure.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So
I guess.
But I think they were shooting for this
real well.
Mm-hmm. I think that
Utah. Okay.
I think they were shooting for this week. So.
Oh, that's cool. I was thinking about how they were going to do that. I don't know if you knew or not. I haven't ever brought this up, but I just thought, are they going to go ahead and build the whole building out and hook everything up and get everything ready to run, and then as soon as you buy it, you're already operational?
Probably.
And then just boom, here's yours, mark it as yours with your serial numbers, send you your serial numbers, all that stuff. And then, guys, this is gonna, man, if you have the money to spend on this, and we don't know what the turnaround is going to be on your ROI yet. We haven't really got that information because they're just not telling us yet, kind of. And we'll get all the specs for you, for all the tech people out there that really want to know. You know what I mean? Like, I need this, and this, which I'm sure they're going to be, it's a great product anyways, but it's such a good deal. you know. And a lot of people are like, but you can buy an ant miner for $1,500. Like, yeah, and then you can pay the electric bill on it all the time.
Hey,
And,
but this is what they don't realize about that ant miner. The ant miner is somewhere between $1,500 and $1,800 for the miner itself, depending on the size of it.
Yeah.
But then you got to have this motherboard thingy that you connect to it. So it's like a control board or something. That's another $500 or $600.
So you switch $2,000 and you still got to pay for it. You still got to pay the electric.
Exactly.
This you just pay for it. You don't even have to see the thing. You just pay for it and they send you money.
So now
nowhere.
The idea behind that, right, is that, when you put them working in tandem, they're more efficient.
Right.
Yeah, they're more efficient.
Hook 1,000 of them up, boom, there you go. It's just like batteries. Like if you want 24 volts of power, just series 2 12-volt batteries together.
Right.
I mean? You want 48, put 4 together. You just hook them up in series. It's just like that. Same thing.
Correct.
I do have another question on that. I don't mean to get off on this because I know, but this is kind of the home-based business thing. It's just, it's not you're in your home, but it's somewhere else. You know what I mean? When you get paid in Bitcoin when it mines them, do you get so many Satoshis? Do you get a percentage of a coin?
Yes. It does not have to mount up to a Bitcoin before it pays out.
Okay. But you get, let's say you run all these transactions, you get, let's say, a quarter of a coin.
Correct.
No matter what the price of Bitcoin is.
Correct.
So, I mean, if you ran enough stuff to get 1 Bitcoin that day, you know what I mean? Like somehow you just ran tons and I don't know what happened.
Right.
You just got happy. Just boom, became smarter than ever, and fat. And it's like, so you got 1 coin and the coins are at 18,000.
Right.
You just want $18,000 coin?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's not, it's not based on the dollar at all. It's based on percentages of the coin.
Correct. It's based only on Bitcoin. So the only time that fiat comes into play
is
would
when you switch
be
out.
if you decided you wanted to sell some of it.
Right. Right.
Then it would sell for whatever the cost was.
Right. And maybe we should tell that to people too. Bitcoin's only measured against fiat currency because it's just the only way we know to do it kind of right now. That makes sense to people so they'll understand it. But once it becomes its own standalone,
right,
they're still going to use like the US dollar, the dollar, I'm sure as like a comparison number. Yeah. Okay. But it'll become its own standalone currency.
Correct.
Where it's not, this many dollars. It'll be like, no, that's Bitcoin is what that is. And Bitcoin's worth this much in US dollars, or this much in, pounds, English pounds, or liras, or, yen, or
euros,
or baht,
whatever.
Or pesos.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It'll be a lot of pesos, man. A lot of pesos. Gonna be pesos.
So,
sorry,
that's
that was
a really good question. I'm glad you asked that question because a lot of people are out there wondering that, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well,
I know when I first got started with Bitcoin, I thought that I could only be paid, when it lumped up into a large sum.
Well, kind of like people that thought they had to buy a whole coin. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But of course, I thought I had to buy a whole coin too, but I didn't.
Right. So basically, the way it works out though is like whatever numbers you crunch, what problems you solve, gives you so much of a Satoshi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there's so many Satoshis in a Bitcoin, no matter what the cost of the coin is.
Correct.
It's only made up of however many Satoshis, I don't know. I forget. Oh, and I said something weird the other day. I said like 32 letters in the
32 letters.
I did in the thing. That's not it. It's like 18, right?
Well, it depends. A hash
it's not
is
32. Because I looked at one and went, "There's no way that's 32."
No, they're not.
I don't know where I got that number. But oh well.
I think that a hash is 18 or 19 characters, isn't it?
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I want to say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I was thinking about because I'm going to get to school and see if the arts class wants to kind of help design, you know, as a project, the Eureka coin,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
just for the digital image of it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or they can do it a digital image, or they can actually design one. They can make
Right.
they can make a ceramic one or something like that if they want. I don't
Cool.
care. You know, just something neat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but I thought that'd be a good opportunity to kind of maybe teach the kids a little bit about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because they're the ones that are going to use it. You know what I mean? And they're the next ones that are going to get screwed around.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's going to be with their, you know, McDonald's checks and their Subway checks and their lawn mowing checks and their, you know what I mean?
Right.
That would be terrible. You know what I mean? And just give them just a little bit of information, just the things I know, not the education package. That's not what I'm talking about. Just the things I know that I can explain. And I was thinking how I was going to explain it, because I was thinking of it like you drawing it on a board, you know, a whiteboard with marker.
Right.
Know? And the explaining to them that if you have 95, a Bitcoin worth $9,500, so it's worth, okay, and you spend 500, you have $9,000 worth of Bitcoin, but you don't have a whole Bitcoin. You know what I mean? It's gone back, that 500. Well, then it jumps up. You know what I mean? But just because it jumped up to 10.5, you don't jump up to 10.5 with a whole Bitcoin. You still have the same amount of coin. It's just the price went up.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But you still don't have a whole coin. So you're not going to have that 10,500. You're going to have, I don't know what the math is, but you know what I'm saying? It'll be less than that, because you don't have a solid piece. You have a.
Correct. You have a part.
Yeah, you have a part of it. You're missing a part of it. You have the greatest part, the majority of it, but you're still missing a part. And I was like, they need, because that can get kind of tricky when you're thinking about it and explaining it to people, because they're like, well, why didn't, but if it's this now, then why didn't it a whole Bitcoin? Because that's what a whole Bitcoin is. Right. You don't have a whole Bitcoin. You need to buy more.
A whole Bitcoin.
You need to buy more Satoshis to make your whole coin.
Correct.
You know? Yeah.
Correct.
It's about the coin itself, not the value. You know,
correct.
It's
correct.
And, you know,
what most people don't realize is, and just to clarify, I think I might know where you were getting confused on the 32 characters, and it's easily done. I've done it myself, and I don't go back and listen to these lives, so I have actually said it myself.
I said it the other day. Actually, I said it the other day on accident.
32 is the 32 characters is a wallet address. So your wallet addresses are approximately 32 characters, depending on the makeup of the wallet.
That's what I was. No. Okay.
No. A hash and a wallet address.
No, I know they're two different things. Your hash is what's attached to your Bitcoin. I know. Mm-hmm. That's its serial number. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, that's another question I got kind of. So they each have that hash, but let's say it's Bitcoin number 12 is produced. Okay. Now I buy Bitcoin number 12.
Okay.
Well, I don't buy Bitcoin number 12. I buy half of it.
Okay.
And somebody else gets the other half of number 12.
Okay.
But then I go buy another half Bitcoin. Okay. But it's number 22, let's say. So I have 12 and 22. Mm-hmm. You know, half of each. So now I have a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when those are moved, do they just have like something that says, hey, this is Bitcoin 12 at this much, and this is Bitcoin 22 at this much?
Well, that's why the blockchain is so important, because what would happen is the fragments get taken out of the system, and it recognizes that the fragments are no longer fragments, that they've become a whole, and then the whole gets a different number, because it only gets a different number if you move it. So let's say,
if you move
let's say you're buying 0.1 a week.
Okay,
it's going to take you 10 weeks, right? To get to a whole, right? So then once you get to a whole, let's say you owe me a Bitcoin, and you transfer it from your wallet to my wallet. When you transfer it, it's going to be assigned a hash to send to me.
Right.
I'm going to get that hash. Now that's that Bitcoin's hash.
So once you put them together and you send them, they're renamed. They're renumbered.
That's why the blockchain's so important.
Number 12 and number 22 disappear because now they're number 47.
Correct.
But while you're holding on to them, it's still part of 12 and part of 22. Okay. All right. That's what I was wondering how because you got to keep track of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's only so many. I mean, it's, what, 121 million?
And if they didn't cancel out, it would be easy to run over the cap.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of where I knew they had to be assigned a number, you know, to the actual coin. And even if you buy Satoshis, you know, just fractions of it, it still is going to carry that number. So the system knows that this is 12, this is 22, this is 47, this is 86. You just got the little bitty pieces. And then it's go, okay, now over here, this is accounted for, and here, this is accounted for. But now we're going to name it 91 or whatever.
Right.
Cool. Oh, Bethany wants to know if we have any idea when the quizzes will be attached to the training. I have no clue whatsoever.
I have not heard. I heard they were working on them, and they were working pretty hard on them, Bethany. So the only thing I can think of is maybe they were on. I do know this. They were on one platform, and our site is on another platform.
Yeah.
And sometimes one platform doesn't talk well to another. I'm not saying that's the issue. I'm just saying that could possibly be what's going on. I don't know. And then I also know that they pulled some resources off of that because it wasn't, quote unquote, the highest priority. And there were a couple of other things that needed now attention. So we pulled some of those resources and put them over here. But I'm 99% sure that we're really, really close on getting that done. So the last chatter that I heard was that we were extremely close. So
they want it to be extremely comprehensive, don't they?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be asking a lot of just completely like vague, broad questions. They're going to be much more singled in, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean?
I think that they're going to be kept fun.
Things that you really, 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 really must know about everything. You know what I mean? You know, knowing all the different exchanges you don't need to know.
I think that they will be kept fun and lighthearted and enjoyable.
They're not going to be like your SATs or anything?
No.
Do we get kicked out of the company?
No.
We get grade. We get held back. It's like, you got to go back to bed.
Because nobody likes tests. You know, the word test
again.
is ugly anyway, right?
Yeah. Hey, when I was on that call, the Zoom with Sharon and Pam the other day, well, I guess it was yesterday. I was sitting there talking about all this stuff, and she's like, just sitting in the training. I was like, no, I went beyond it. Like, you know, I graduated. I graduated the training. I was like, there's a lot in it, though. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pieces of all this in it. All those, they're not telling you how to go make coins. I mean, you know.
Well, and the thing about that, okay, Jesse, the thing about that too.
How's the Legos coming?
We don't want to overwhelm people. And I think the first 45 classes are really meant to give you a base foundation and just build on that.
Like when you get into the advanced one, there really is it's a lot of knowledge you're receiving. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a broad spectrum. Like you really do know it. You know it from front to back, minus the crazy things that I like to try and figure out. You know what I mean? Like far as how to operate in this industry, you know what I mean? And how to make wise decisions and all this stuff. It's all there. You know what I mean? You know, and they even throw a couple things in there that you're like, oh, okay. You know, it explains ERC-20s and things like that, you know, to some pretty good degree, you know, but it's interesting. They did a really good job. And especially when you go that soon from Bitcoin 101, which you're going, really? But like Bitcoin 101 has terminology that you need to know. Right. You know what I mean? You shaved. Right. Hey, you shaved.
Yeah. Yeah, I shaved.
You completely shaved. You got a little soul patch there? You got a soul? Is that a soul patch?
I left it.
Or did you,
I left it.
It's a soul patch.
I just trimmed it down because it was getting bushy.
Right on. I
didn't want it to look like a mouse climbed up on my face and died, you know.
What was it? They used to make fun of my mustache because, I mean, I had a pretty awesome mustache for a while. And they were like, looks like a caterpillar died on your face. So I had like a Tom Selleck. You know what I'm saying? It was boom. He was kicking.
Oh my God.
Looked like a 70s movie star for grown-up movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For grown-up movies even.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We're in California now. That's cool. Awesome, Jesse.
I
love Legos.
Yeah, that's a lot of Legos.
You can have the test. I take the Legos. How's that?
Yeah, I want to play with Legos too. But back to just, you know, talking about in general the things that are coming. You know, there's a lot of stuff coming in, and you know, sometimes I wish that we wouldn't let cats out of the bag, because sometimes we set an expectation, not intentionally,
right?
But you know, we set an expectation, and then you know, it's like, okay, well, what are we waiting on? And sometimes one thing that we're building is dependent on something else that's not built yet.
Right.
And we don't know that until we get ready to do something with it. And then, nah.
Well, I mean, the mining rigs are here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure the cards aren't perfected yet.
We
I mean, Kathy said that. We can say that because she told us that the cards are going to come with the rigs. You know what I mean? So you have a payday. I mean, you have a way to, you know, to pay or whatever. You know what I mean? And hey, guys, it's a real commonplace thing, too. That's not anything odd they're doing. Like at McDonald's, you get a card. You get a credit card. And they pay you in credit card to keep, they do. You know what I mean? And you go to the bank and get your money. You know what I mean? But it's a,
what
it's
I
a
think is pretty cool about that is that, you know, in this industry, which you found out being new in the industry, it's not as easy sometimes to get the cards that you want to get when you want to get them. Like there is a wait process. It's not that you can't get them. It's just not going to come the next day. And so I think that the more these cards that we actually have in our wallet, the better off we are. Again, like the different coins and the different things that you're doing in the industry, diversifying. I think it's really important because, you know, and I'll use myself as an example. I'll put myself on the line here so nobody feels, you know, being made fun of or anything. But for instance, you know, a couple months back, well, I say a couple months back, but several months back now, 3 out of the 4 platforms that I was involved with in 9 days went down. 3. So can you imagine going from, you know, a set amount of income, pretty much, you know, knowing what you're making, things are rolling really well, money's coming in, and then boom, 1 goes down. And you're like, well, 1 out of 4, it falls. And then a couple days later, the second one falls. Boom, down goes the second one. And then a few days later, the third one falls. And you're like, geez, you know, what's going on? Well, you know, that's really the proponent of diversification. That's really why you want to diversify. You want to have all your eggs in one basket. For me personally, I had the first company that I started with, and it had the most amount of money or Bitcoin or whatever you want to call it in it. And so, you know, it was like this, a roller coaster for a little while. But the funny part about it is that, you know, like with having multiple things going on, you want to have multiple cards, because what happens if, let's just say you've got all your money on one card and for some reason the system
goes down. Card. I thought you said cars.
No, cards.
Like, hey, you need lots of cards. Like, yeah.
Card.
Because some of them break down sometimes.
Card, bro. So, you know, card.
Well, and what I've noticed though is like the shift card, you know, I think I can only, through Coinbase, I can only get like 250.
Right.
Out, you know, of the ATM in a day, and I can only make like $1,000 worth of transactions in a day.
Okay, so that's a good thing.
That doesn't seem like a problem. You know what I mean?
Right. But, that's a great thing to bring up.
But what if you're going to buy tires? You know what I mean? Tires cost $800 to $1,000. I mean,
okay, so that's your shift card.
Yeah,
so the limits are lower.
Upgraded, can't you?
Maybe. I'm not sure. With BitPay, you can withdraw $3,000 a day out of the ATM.
Okay, wow.
And you can spend up to $10,000 a day.
And it'll hold 25, right?
And it holds 25. So you can have multiple BitPay cards as well.
Right.
And, you know, there's some folks that have been complaining about BitPay and they say, well, it's not working for me, or it's not doing this, or it's not doing that. I've had zero problems with BitPay, aside from the fact that when the Europeans got dropped, you could no longer load your BitPay card from any wallet. They added an extra step. You now have to send, if you're using blockchain or Exodus or something like that, you now have to send from that platform to your BitPay wallet, and then from your BitPay wallet to your BitPay card. So what I did on a lot of my stuff is I went in and I just changed the wallet address to my BitPay wallet address. So it's going straight to my BitPay anyway. And I just load it to the card. Now, the other day, for instance, I loaded my card. I was talking to Joe when I did it, and we were on the phone for, I don't know, we were on a Zoom, and I said, I got a text, and I said, oh, wow, that was quick. And he said,
it was
what?
15 minutes.
I said, my card just loaded in 15 minutes. He was like, cool.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so I don't have the complaints that a lot of people have. And, you know, what I will say is when I have hit a bump with BitPay, I've sent them a message. They fixed it. No problem. You know?
Yeah, I've never got a response on my deal with them. But I don't know how I'm ever going to get that money back. It's only $11 unless I put more money in.
Right.
So, and that's the thing they should have told me, though, because what I think what the part of the catch is that the mining fee is not covered, because the mining fee is as much as the money. It's about $10.
The mining fee was, well, I didn't pay that for mine, so I don't know.
My shift card was a flat 20. You know what I mean? And this was $9.95.
When I bought my,
I put 10 something in to cover whatever. You know what I mean? When they gave me a total and I put it in there. But
when I got my BitPay card, it was $9.95 like yours, and I think the total was something like $10.55 or something. I don't know, whatever it was. It was less than $11.
Yes, so was mine. So that's what I put in there. Like it showed me an invoice, and it added a fee on there and blah 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 whatever. And I was like, okay, so I'll put that number in, and it's just there. It's just there.
We possibly need to readdress that. I'm thinking we probably need to send them another message.
At some point. It's just sitting there. It's game. So what's it?
We want you to get that card, and we want you to be able to use it.
Yeah, I know. I guess we do need to handle it. Yeah. I'm just waiting for my Swifty card to get here.
Your Swifty card?
Swifty card.
So, all right, we talked about why you need home-based businesses, deductions. Income. To summarize it, deductions. Okay.
Well, this is the thing. Even if you have a home-based business and you're really bad at it, you still get a tax deduction if you do it right. You know what I mean? Now, you can't set your bathroom up, your bathroom up as your office. It's not big enough. You have to use a lot of space. But like right now I have 2 office areas in my house because I've got printers and stuff in my bedroom. You know what I mean? I actually have a desk set up in my bedroom. You know what I mean? With like printer and laptop used to be there and stuff, but I don't want to sit in there. You know what I mean? And I get up early. So Gloria doesn't, So now my office is part of that room, and my entire living room I can count.
Right.
So there you go, buddy.
Yep.
And I can actually write my garage off too, because it falls in under my construction stuff. So I mean, I should write my entire living off. Yay.
So basically what we're saying is check with the proper rules and regulations.
Guys, you can write that off too for Kryptogenex.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons. And then we've talked about the weekend and the fact that we basically took Sunday off. And we talked about
I got some
updates. I see that. A little bit of a red nose. We talked about some of the updates. So let's conclude with the actual fact that this is going to be a big week. And
we're in 80 countries too now.
Yes, and we're in 80 countries.
I saw one of her deals, Kathy's deal. I want to say something like 2646, maybe 2650. It's around 26.
I've lost track.
Yeah, I mean it's creeping up to, 2,700 in 4 weeks, guys. It's pretty good. And 80 countries.
Yeah.
What, 3 languages, I think?
33.
33? Yeah. I didn't know there were
33 languages.
I mean, that's incredible.
Languages.
That's just nuts. And think about it like this. I'm the only person in Kryptogenex in Arkansas. And we got 80 other countries. I think I am. I mean, I don't know anybody else. If anybody else is out there, man, hit me up.
Let Joe know if you're in Arkansas. He wants to know who his buddies are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, this is the way I'm going to have to do this. I'm building my team. It's going to be all my friends.
Yeah.
And just boom, boom, boom. I'm just trying to figure out who to put where. You know what I mean? Because I know who's going to work and who's not. You know what I mean?
So.
Oh, I just thought about that too. When someone comes in, if you have one big leg already, you know what I mean? Because I know how everything works on mine. But if someone has a leg already, okay, and then they still got to do a right and a left to qualify. They can't do 2 rights or 2 lefts, can they? So you got to throw one away there.
You have to help build the company.
No, I understand that. I get it, but I just it's just weird because when you look at them, it's like, it's like, dude, up there. There's gonna be some long lines getting my 3 points,
right? So, if you are unaware, Joe and I will be doing the presentation tonight at 9 p.m. Jump on and join us.
Yeah, we will.
It's 9 p.m. Eastern. We've got a whole new Zoom schedule. I would encourage you to go to the blog and check it out so that you're very, very aware of who's doing what, when, and where.
And everything's at kgxglobal.com.
Right, exactly.
KGX Global.
Also,
you can actually, it is KGX.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
.com and .info will both get you there. Just remember
go to kgxglobal.com.
They will both get you there. They will both take you to the presentation site.
Right.
All of us that are presenting will be presenting at the company site. Now, that being said, if you have a situation or an issue where you need to have a presentation that is customized and or at a specific time, because that's how it works for your people, then you need to contact us and let us know so that we can put those on our schedule and get those done for you guys. And there's not a big issue about that either. So all good, all great. Everything is rolling. Everything is moving. It is a marathon, ladies and gentlemen. We are not running a sprint. It's not the 50-yard dash.
Yeah, don't start freaking out about stuff yet, guys. We haven't even launched, technically.
Yeah.
We're pre-launched.
We're still trying to get everything ready for our launch. And
just
that's the big thing.
Extremely appreciative of the spots you have right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody in the thing right now is way at the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, way up there compared to where it's going to go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's going to be crazy when there's millions of people. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just, I don't know. I don't even understand how they hardly keep track of the tree with something like that. But I guess the computer does it. There's an algorithm for it.
All taken care of.
That's just crazy, buddy.
It's all good, bro.
How big would that be?
You can't put it on a whiteboard.
I wish I could see the actual tree, because you can only see up to your part.
You can't put it on the whiteboard.
He's like, you don't want to see it. You don't even want to look at it.
No.
It'll make your head spin and and this is an easy thing. You know what I mean? We don't have
migraine.
We have a simple setup.
We have a simple setup. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was explaining the 2 teams thing to people last night, and they're like, really? And I was like, yeah, really. And they're like, so, wait, huh? Because spillover, or not spillover, but whatever
auto placement.
Auto placement. They're like, well, the whole thing is, why would they do that? I was like, they don't have a choice. Like, they're not being nice because they love you so much. They're being nice because there's no option. I was like, until they hit 50,000, and I was like, and 50,000 hitting that's pretty big. It's a pretty big number, guys.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that really joke about it much in the presentation. Everybody else just almost skips over it and goes, nah, whatever. You know what I mean? We really do explain it a little bit more than everybody else, but everybody's like, that's big. I mean, that's big.
It's big.
It's big. I mean, that's a whole lot.
Very big.
It's not just that it's a lot of money; it's a lot of people. I mean, you're making 50,000 in 100 and points.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get like 100 to put you over the thing, and then all those points. That's what that is.
Yes, sir.
That's
absolutely.
That's a ton.
So we're going to meet back here every day this week. We're going to talk to you guys every day this week. Wednesday, I want to let everybody know now. Wednesday, we will not be exactly 2:00.
You got a doctor's appointment or something?
Yeah.
Hey, Jairus, what's going on, man?
So we'll.
I don't know if you heard me earlier when I said hi, Brad.
We'll work that schedule out tomorrow, and we'll let you guys know tomorrow on our live what time on Wednesday. Joe and I'll move that depending on what our schedules look like on Wednesday. So this
Wednesday and Thursday, I might come to you live from a construction site.
Hey.
Well, because I'm trying to get my buddy into it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving up so much work and stuff's just not getting
done. That's a good thing, bro.
I was like, but I told my buddy I did a deal with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Of it, but and I'll set you up with all the tools and stuff. I'm not giving them to him; he can use them. Until he gets his own. But
paying it forward.
I haven't been able to do all the work that I've been doing because I've been doing this. And like people need stuff done. You know what I mean? So
paying it forward.
One lady that has 5 or 6 houses that kept me busy all the time changing light bulbs, and I was like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I don't want to change light bulbs at all. I love her to death, but I didn't want to change light bulbs.
She wanted you to change the light bulbs.
Oh, she'd come over. You need to go get some light bulbs. I'm like, why did you call me about light bulbs?
All right. So tomorrow we will be 2:00.
Have a construction
or around 2:00. We love you guys. We thank you for coming. Joe's crazy. Y'all all know that.
Guys, I'm sick. I don't feel real good. My sinuses are eating me alive. That's why I've been kind of quiet today. Yeah.
It's all good.
I was outside all day, man, and it just tore me up.
It's okay.
Everybody's going to go here in a couple hours all day to do some business stuff. Not working.
Everybody goes through it, bro. Don't even worry about it. So
get some sun on my nose, though.
All right. We love everybody. We
love y'all. We're going to get off here. Sorry.
We'll talk to you soon. Keep us all.
We love Kryptogenex because Kryptogenex loves customers.
Yes, they do.
And remember, everybody, we get 1 whole point for everyone we bring in. That makes it that much easier to get 3 points and $25. Bring 3 and it's free. Kryptogenex, get 3 and it's free for a month. Right? Mm-hmm. There you go.
We love you guys. Thank you all. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Don't make money statements at all.
No money statements, y'all.